All right, welcome everybody to the NCAA football breakdown ratings-wise on BamaInsider.com. Just having some fun with it. We created the roster for this coming season, punched in all the names, all the numbers. Some of the numbers didn't actually work out well for whatever reason, but here are the ratings, and we'll start with the quarterbacks. I know everyone's eager to see the quarterback ratings, so we'll just throw those out right away. Tua Tagovailoa checking in at a 96 overall. Jalen Hurts at a 92 overall. We bumped up Jalen's speed to a 94. I mean, the kid can fly. One of the fastest players on the team. Mac Jones down here at the number 3 spot, 6'4", 210 pounds. He put on a lot of weight since last year, so we had to bump him up. And then, as you know, he was the A-Day MVP, so maybe probably higher than an 80 overall, so maybe we'll adjust those going forward. And what we're going to do this year is actually we're going to have fun with it. We're going to play week by week. We'll play the actual games, and we'll load those onto YouTube. We'll live stream them so you guys can get in and have some fun, and we can have some fun with it and play a little NCAA football. I've always loved to play on the sticks, and it'll be pretty fun to play with this year's squad. So there's the quarterbacks. Let's check out the running backs. Damian Harris checking in at a 93 overall. As you can see on his awareness there at the right, 99. I think he's just one of the most intellectual players on the entire team, as you saw from Media Day, and just the way he represents himself. Najee, we got him at a 92. 6'2", 228 pounds. I think the roster actually has him at 230 pounds. Strength up there. Agility, acceleration. I mean, who knows? Those ratings could be higher. Like I said, we're just trying to have fun with it. Brian Robinson there as well. I think he's very capable. Probably similar to Najee in the sense. Maybe a little bit faster. Some people have said he's the fastest running back on the team. And as you know from A-Day, I mean, he looks straight dangerous. Josh Jacobs down there at 85. Everything looks good with Jacobs. And one thing that we did with him was we bumped up his injury just because he's been injury plagued the last couple of years, and hopefully he can spin off that and have a strong year in 2018. Moving on to the fullbacks, Alabama doesn't have like a designated fullback. It's like an H-back, and that's what Ronnie Clark is. So we got him at 83 overall. I mean, solid, dependable player, and everybody likes Ronnie Clark. And I know Nick Saban certainly had some incredible things to say about him last year. Here are the wide receivers. This will be fun. Jerry Jeudy, 92. I think he's probably a couple steps better than the rest of the group. Not by much, though, because you got guys like Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Terrell Shavers, Derek Keith, Jalen Waddle. If you look at Waddle more in depth, he's a guy, I mean, freshman, 5'10", 175, can really move. I'm excited to see what Loxley has in store for someone like Jalen Waddle, because I think he's going to be straight fire in 2018. Henry Ruggs, look at that speed. You know, Ruggs bringing it. I don't even know what Ruggs' top-end speed is, right? And then you can't forget about Devontae Smith, who caught the game winner in the Natty, right? Tight ends, Hal Hinchage, dependable. I think he's a great downfield blocker. Irv Smith, very versatile. He's probably, in my opinion, the most elusive or agile tight end. And then Miller Forrestall, who will be returning after a ACL tear. And all those guys, you know, should be a solid, dependable group for Alabama. Left tackle, you got Jonah Williams, who probably the best lineman on the team. Scott Lashley there at the second fold. Left guard, you got Lester Cotton, who should have a monster year. Joshua Casher right after him. Rosh Piersbacher at center. I didn't really, you know, we really haven't put like a number 2 center in there, so we'll fill that out as we move along. But Ross Piersbacher should be a guy with plenty of experience that can hold down things at the center position, replacing Bradley Bozeman. Jedrick Wills, saw him a lot at the right guard position. During the springtime, he should be a sophomore who has a really big season. And then at the right tackle position, we put Matt Womack and Alex Leatherwood, and both of those guys probably going to battle it out during fall camp for that starting position. Matt Womack's a monster, 6'7", 327 pounds. Alex Leatherwood, similar in stature. Defensive ends, we got Raekwon Davis, 98 overall. He's obviously best defensive player on the team, maybe in college football, if you want to say. 6'7", 310 that we have him at. The roster actually has him at 316, so we'll bump him up. LeBron Ray, certainly a guy who's next after Raekwon Davis. Should have a big year. Isaiah Buggs, who Saban really likes, talked highly about him during SEC Media Days. Should have a big year. Said he's more athletic, more in shape than last year. And then freshman Stephon Wynn at 6'4", 300 pounds. Probably a guy who will get playing time this year, you got to think. Defensive tackle, big shoes to fill, replacing Deron Payne. Quentin Williams will try to fill that void along with Vidarius Mathis. You got the new junior college transfer, and then you got Christian Barmore, who we've heard great things about. 6'5", 295 pounds, really built well, and all those guys, going to have to step up, and be interesting to see who can fill that role left by Deron Payne. Outside linebackers, Terrell Lewis gone for I want to say season, but you never know. I mean, he came back last year, so gone for a good portion of the season. Let's just say that. 95 overall. Anthony Jennings, a guy who probably continue to rise. I mean, just does everything right. Nobody talks enough about Anthony Jennings. I was glad to see him at SEC Media Days. Such a well-spoken young man, a lot of ability as well, and he's a big boy at 6'2", 262 pounds. Yabi Anoma, the freshman, 5-star, should contribute this year. Here he's an athletic freak. Jerez Parks, it'll be interesting to see what he can do in his first year. Eligible Mac Wilson at the middle linebacker position. Saban said he expects a lot from him. He'll be the signal caller on defense for Alabama in 2018. Dylan Moses had a big year as a freshman. Markel Benton, need to fix that grad year on him because he'll only be a sophomore. And then Ben Davis. It's like the curious case of Ben Davis. We have no idea what's up with him, if he's going to play. I mean, he was a 5-star. Everybody asks about Ben Davis. You also have Christian Miller. And Saban said, actually, that Christian Miller is versatile enough that he was working out at middle linebacker. And he'll start now at outside linebacker as Terrell Lewis went down. But Christian Miller, a guy that certainly has put on bulk and strength at 6'4", 244 pounds. Chris Allen, a guy that's probably going to play as well, 6'4", 216 pounds. Jamie Mosley there, 6'5", 247 pounds, as senior. Defensive backs was tough filling out these ratings. I mean, how good are these guys? I mean, all these guys are pretty much new faces. I know Trayvon Diggs saw some time last year. Then you have like Savion Smith, Patrick Surtain, Shaheen Carter, Kyrie McDonald, Shane Bolden. Maybe we'll bump up some of those ratings as we move forward, but not quite sure where to put some of these guys going into this year. Deontay Thompson, probably the best player in the secondary. Voted to, I believe, first team all SEC by the media just a couple days ago. And then you have Daniel Wright and Xavier McKinney. What we did for the special teams is we put Bolivas back there, and then we kind of added some players that we didn't need back at the kicker position. And we put Skylar Long back there, and these are some of the names that we just didn't necessarily need. How good was Skylar B? I have no idea. I mean, heard he did all right, but those are some big shoes to fill, replacing J.K. Scott. Here's overall Raekwon. We have him at the #1 spot, 98 overall, followed by Tua Tagovailoa, Isaiah Buggs, Terrell Lewis, Deontay Thompson, Ross Piersbacher, Jonah Williams, Damian Harris, Jalen Hurts, Mac Wilson. I mean, who knows about all these ratings, but we'll try to give you a ballpark, and we'll actually play some games this year with Alabama's squad, and we'll have some fun. We'll be posting videos. Probably actually do like the spring game first and have the two squads play against each other. We'll post that on YouTube. Just trying to have fun, We love Alabama football. We love talking about Alabama football, and we love providing you coverage of Alabama football. Be sure and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course all our coverage back at BamaInsider.com.